Sonichu, number 7, drawn March 5th, 2007. On the cover, we see Magic-chan Sonichu standing behind the 7 Sonichu balls, which are arranged in a circle around a pair of clock hands. In the background are numerous images from the past of Christian Weston Chandler. Episode 15, Sonichu, Magic-chan, and Christian in Time for a Ball. Our story begins in the basketball court of Manchester High School, November 2nd, 2007. Christian Weston Chandler and his friend Megan are talking with Bionic the Hedgehog, who is practicing on the court. "Megan, I wanted to thank you for hooking me up with Magaji," says Bionic. "Our first date was good. We had fun and she called me for a second date. I'm happy." "Well, no problem, Bionic," says Megan. "I'm glad things are working swell with you both." Behind her, Chris thinks to himself, "Ah, Meg-chan is truly a sweet gal, pal. Oh, how I yearn to hug her. Unfortunately, she will only let me hold her hand now and then. Well, maybe time will... Oh well, I'm still happy to have her for my sweet friend." Just then, Magaji enters the court. "Hey, B-Hog," she says. "Are you ready for paintball and love potion? I'm raring for a big mess. And maybe, if you're lucky, I'll let you kiss me at the end." "A kiss after this date," says Bionic. "And after the third, wee-hee, yah-hey! Yay!" Good for you, Bionic," says Chris, looking somewhat uncomfortable. "Come on, Tan Hut," says Magaji. "Coming," says Bionic. "You smell good. What is that?" he asks. "Me with strawberries," answers Magaji. As they leave, Chris becomes depressed. "Great," he thinks to himself. "Remind me that I'm a frustrated virgin. Why not invite Mary Lee Walsh over with a sledgehammer to smash my heart again?" Megan takes his hand into hers, surprising him. "Chris," she asks, "are you feeling okay?" "My sweet friend," Chris thinks to himself. "You look like you were about to cry," says Megan. "Was something the matter?" "Only a minor irritation," says Chris. "Thank you, Megan. I feel better." "Wow, too much," thinks Megan. "Okay, let's go see what Magic-chan and Sonichu have learned in their search," she says. "Aw, she had a little too much excitement," thinks Chris, so she changed the subject. "That's so cute. She truly cares about me." On the other side of the court, Sonichu and Magic-chan Sonichu search for the Sonichu balls. "Well, I'm getting a strong reading from this crystal," says Sonichu, "but I don't see number 5 anywhere. Are you getting any psi waves of energy?" Magic-chan closes his eyes and concentrates. "I'm detecting the energy of the next crystal, yet I'm sensing another person's deja vu moment. Darkbind did say that the crystals are able to scatter through space and time. It has to be in the past, at this very location. The question is, who came into contact with it? If we can find the person or animal who was here at that time, I can calculate the precise date and second of contact." "It couldn't have been me," says Sonichu. "I may not have existed back then." "Hey guys," says Chris, "what's the update?" "What a mood recovery," thinks Megan. "Kinda of a Goku get 'em attitude." "Well, Chris," says Sonichu, "we're so close. We found that the next crystal may have gone back in time. We need to locate the person who might have..." "Wait," says Magic-chan. "What, Magic-chan?" asks Sonichu. Magic-chan stares at Chris and Megan, gesturing with his fingers. "The vision is clearing up," he says. Looking into Chris's mind, Magic-chan sees Bionic the Hedgehog emerge from a locker, nearly slamming the locker door to another hedgehog-type creature. The scene was narrated in Chris's mind with the words, "Mighty the Armadillo being slammed away as the orange basketball player first emerged." "That's it!" cries Magic-chan. Approximately November 13th, 1996, during a scheduled basketball practice at 2:31:29 p.m., the crystal bonked Christian Weston Chandler on his head at the exact moment the locker slammed open in his imagination. "That's crazy," says Megan. "At best, that's only a random access guess." "Actually, he is correct," says Chris, much to Megan's surprise. "I remember being struck in my old bean as I imagined Mighty reclining against a locker, as the situation was read from a Fear Street novel from my favorite author, R.L. Stine. At that moment, at random, that locker door slammed open, and Bionic the Hedgehog entered my world. I had thought it was mistakenly thrown basketball. This corrects that theory. Chris thinks to himself. I feel as silly as the time I temporarily gained weight, became stupid, and went to watch television at Ghost Command. Now addressing the audience, he says, Seth MacFarlane, here's a funny sketch idea for a Family Guy episode I fully approve for you to use as you see fit. As Chris flashes back to the time he visited Ghost Command, the rating TV-14 appears. However, the rating applies to this sketch only. Chris is sitting at the couch watching TV with 3 others when the television says, I gotta use the bathroom. Excuse me. Says Chris, I gotta use the can too. As he gets up to use the bathroom, we see that Chris is indeed fat and stupid. He comes to a door labeled Ghosts, Neutral, but the television is already inside. Sorry, occupied, says the television. Chris continues his search for a vacant bathroom. He comes to a chamber constructed from bones. Ah, here's a can, he says. He enters the compartment, closing the door behind him. He says, I wonder what these buttons do. Suddenly, the entire chamber is raised into the air atop a giant telescopic column. It raises Chris into some sort of nether region, surrounded by ghosts. Giant metal hands open the door and pluck the fat, stupid Chris out of the chamber. The hand throws Chris into a massive spider web, but the impact is not shown. Scene omitted. Too gross and silly. Chris is then launched onto a conveyor belt, entering a green tube and emerging with an orange uniform. Another mechanical hand picks him up by the seat of his pants and places a backpack on him. He is dropped unceremoniously back on the conveyor belt. A toilet plunger descends from above and plants a pilot helmet and goggles onto his head. Chris is then flung onto a trapeze, which swings him into the direction of a mattress. He is launched onto the mattress, landing head first and bouncing into a tunnel. Elsewhere, a car with a face is sleeping in some sort of garage. Chris falls into the back seat with such force that the car is awakened with a pained look on its face. Oh, my axles! Groans the car. A footnote informs us that the ghost buggy's face was revised by Evan 1203. In the back seat of the ghost buggy, Chris says to himself, Oh boy, this is not the bathroom. Whoops. The story returns to the present, accompanied by the revised rating of TDY7. That's settled, says Magichan. I can sphere you, me, and Sonichu and take the 3 of us counterclockwise around the world, thus setting us back in time. But we have to keep in mind that if there was a change made, it can change our present and future. I agree, says Chris, but we have to get the crystal for the sake of my sis. He is interrupted by a voice from behind him. Excuse me. Chris turns to see his fat, stupid self from his flashback. Is it possible that I may keep this outfit? Fat Chris asks. It's hard to find clothes that fit me. Sure, no problem, Sammy, says Chris. We may need you for another sketch in the future. Anyway, your medal was not only built bigger than the original, while it was painted with the legal words on the back, it lacks the additional writings and symbols, so there's no mistaking yours for mine. Neat, says Sammy. Thanks. Say ya. Magichan closes his eyes, concentrating his psychic powers. With a gesture of his hands, a blue energy field appears, surrounding himself, Sonichu, and Christian. Inside the sphere of energy, Magichan addresses the others telepathically. Viewing from the outside in, he explains, this psychic orb is invisible, and so are we 3 as long as we stay within it. Sonichu, run backwards. Why? asks Sonichu. To revolve this sphere in reverse, to go back in time, Magichan says. Ah, says Sonichu. As instructed, he begins to run backwards. From outside, the sphere disappears, leaving only a brown stain behind. A woman sitting on the bleachers using a laptop labeled Kelly Andes shouts, Oh my God, Chris! And